Hello, Keller Williams Group 1 agents. It is Garrett Stewart here, and I'm here to walk you through getting your contacts into Command, either for the first time or maybe you need to add in additional contacts into Command. So, Command is going to be your main system to follow up and keep up with all of your database. And so, great place to hold your database is Command. And I'm going to move this little thing there. So we're going to go right into contacts of your command dashboard. So we'll click right on there. And then this is going to be where your contacts are. And I've got these great fake contacts already in here, but maybe I need to add in a few more. So what we can do is there's three different ways to add in contacts. Now, some of this most simple one is obviously add a contact right here. Now, when you add a contact, this is one at a time. This can be really good just to get as much information as possible for the person. And this might be a good one when you are making those initial calls for those people to let them know, hey, I'm in real estate. Or just, if we're following up every 90 days, they say, four times a year, you want to make a quarterly call to them, essentially. So because of that, this might be a good opportunity to do that. But I totally understand data entry. If you have 100, 200 or more contacts you want to get into the system, you might not be able to do this as efficiently as you'd want to. So there are some other options out there. But when you go in here, just a few things just to know what these contacts are, because this is going to go through all three options. You put your name, the email address, and you can obviously designate all the different things. Now, this is a full name. You're going to have like husbands and wives separate. You're not going to put, John and Sally Smith in here or something like that. What you're going to do is you would put John Smith, and then you can actually add a relationship right here and type in Sally Smith's name here. So if I type in Sally, anyone named Sally might pop up, but if I don't have, once I finish typing Sally Smith, I don't have that as a contact saved. I can actually create a contact right from there and have them linked together. Linked contacts will make it a little bit easier for when you're creating opportunities. It'll allow you to make it a little easier if you're exporting maybe mailing labels or even sending postcards directly through command. So there is a benefit to have that and just being able to go back and forth in those contacts. This will allow you to input some of their information when you hit create as new to input their, excuse me, their phone number and email at that time, but you will need to go back and update additional contact information because not everything is going to be the same. Their address won't sync over from John to Sally, things like that. So you might need to go in and update some additional information once you hit that create as new. So, but definitely get those synced up. That's what the relationships are. And you can, of course, do additional there as well. I disappeared there for a second. Okay, and now we're going to do, and you can of course add additional people in here. So if you wanted, mother, father, daughter, any of these different ones, there are others in here too. Get their email, put their phone number in here. You can put a lead source in here as well. It's great for tracking, just knowing where people are coming from, if they're just your database, things like that. Tags are going to be the most important thing when setting up your database. So this is going to be the most easy way to sort your database. So if they are sphere, are they, so some of my favorites obviously are just buyer or seller. So if I want to, I can just say, show me the tag buyer, and it's going to show all of the buyers I'm currently working with. Or now that I've been in the business for a few years, I can do past client and just see all of my past clients. So I can reach out to them for maybe a past client appreciation event or something along the lines of that. So very cool way to do the tags. So think of all the different ways. Most of my contacts have, on average, between 3 to 5 tags on them. So think about what tags you may want to include on your database and start creating a system on your contacts early on, and it'll go a long way. You'll be able to do additional contact information there and enter this. And probably the last big one that you want to make sure you can do is input their address. Now, get their address and put it in there, and you'll be pretty solid there. You can search for the address, and I'll actually use Google to search for the address. So if I type in, for example, the office address, it's going to pop up right there. Once I select it, it's going to put a pinpoint in the map so it knows exactly where it's at. This is going to help in future things, maybe if I set them up on a neighborhood nurture, which will allow me to send a either biweekly or monthly email to them about all the homes going on the market and selling in their neighborhood. So it's a great way to make sure. So entering in their address, obviously this one would be a suite, so we could put, 100 in here to notify, it's a suite 100 in here. But for those that might be an apartment number or unit number, you can input that in there as well. And it should default the same as mailing address, but you'll want to make sure that is in there as well, checked off. So that way, again, this is great for mailing labels and sending postcards directly through command. If they have the mailing address checked off, you'll be able to send them postcards directly through command, or again, print those mailing labels. You can put their social profile in here. This is a great way to be able to quickly link and go to their profile if you wanted to look and see what's been new before you call them. Of course, you can do their about, their birthday and home anniversary. Great options in there. You can do additional relationships in there, and you can even create custom fields. So maybe something for their children's names or pets' names or anything that you'd like to know more about, and create a custom question essentially that's not on here. You could put it on there. Marriage anniversary, anything you'd like to try, you can create a custom field for. And then you just hit create, and then it'll be done and show up in there. Now that is the first way to get your contacts into command. The second way is to import them. Now, import can be a great way to kind of get them all done at once and get them imported in. But when you do it, you want to make sure you do it the right way. So my suggested way is hit that import button before even you're ready to do it. And then you can actually hit that template right there. So there's a download template there, and that's going to give you all the different field options, so that way you know exactly what you can input in there, so it makes it as easy as possible. It gives you a few rules down here. Contacts that have unique phone numbers and email addresses will not import. So if it's the same phone number, same address, or sorry, same email address or same phone number, they will not import. So if it's a couple, sometimes they might have the same email address. Just know it will not. It will be considered a duplicate and will not import them. So definitely be conscious of that. And then, of course, there is, zeros in there won't import as well. Once you do that, this is a little bit about what that import sheet looks like. And you can kind of see in here, first name, middle name, last name. You don't have to fill in, like, I don't think I've used prefix or suffix on any of them, or even the full legal name. You don't have to do. So I do usually put in their nickname. So if they go by Rob and their real name is Robert, for example, you could put Rob in here, but maybe in full legal name, put Robert, whatever their last name is. And then that way it will sync over to all of the command and DocuSign type documents. So it will transfer that way and pull in from legal name. You can put their about, their birthday, home anniversary, move my head over here. And then, of course, like their cell phone. And so it'll say cell phone is, if it's primary, mark Y. So if I put in their phone number and then put a Y here, it's going to make that as the primary phone number. That's going to be the number that pops up at the top. So make sure you do that for those. That'll make it a little bit easier. And it goes all the way over. Address, is this a mailing address? Keep going. And there are a lot of options, as you can see. Biggest thing here, of course, you still want to do tags. So make sure you're inputting tags in there. And for tags, you'll just want to put in, like buyer, comma, seller, whatever ones they are, and input them in there for that person. So just put it in, put a comma, space, and enter that next one in there. That's going to allow you to make it a lot easier to, once they're in there, you're not going to have to go individually and update them. It's all in one sheet. You can quickly update. So this is a great way if you do have a lot, get it cleaned up and then import it all at once. You might still have to do a little bit of cleaning up, but it's going to take a lot less time. And at least this gives you as many options as possible. You can just do your own spreadsheet if you do export it from something else, and just clean it up a little bit. Definitely, probably if it doesn't have a tag column, create a tag column, and then that way you can get those people all tagged essentially. So do that. That'll be very helpful, and then you'll just be able to import them right there and upload the file in there and go through that process. It's going to have you match the items, so that way it makes sure they're all matched up accordingly. And then finally, the last way is actually from your mobile phone. So if you haven't installed the Command app on your phone, do that. And that's going to be a great way. It's going to be a red app, and it'll be KW Command. You can search it in your app store, or and do that, and then sign in. And then since I don't have the phone on here, I'll show you from the screen. You'll go right to, you'll see the little contacts applet down there at the bottom. You'll hit those three dots and you can hit import contacts, and this will import contacts directly from your phone. It's going to verify if it's going to your personal account or if you're on a team, your team account, those types of things, and then you'll be able to select them individually. You can select them all. I don't advise this, and I would probably just do a few at a time to get started on this. This is a bit daunting to do, but it's a great way to just start importing contacts in there to do it that way. So if you do have a bunch just saved in your phone and you want to just start getting them in there, and a lot of times it's just their name and phone number, and that's it. You might have more information on them. So, do a few at a time, and maybe, and then tag them something. So that will distinguish that you can go back in later to potentially maybe fix or touch them up, add any additional info. So maybe do like a phone import tag or something like that to make it a little bit easier. You'll do that phone import and get that final screen at the very end. So then they'll just be all in your command. You can clean them up and they'll be living in there. While this isn't an import option, you can actually save contacts from their contact card as well. Just FYI, if you click into their name, you'll have a three dots up there that you can import the contact from command and save it into your phone contacts as well. So a little tip there. It doesn't show it here, but if you clicked into the name and hit a three dots up there while in that specific contact, you could save that contact to your phone. So those are the three main ways. There is a way to set up a sync between the two. It is a paid version through API Nation. And I usually don't recommend doing that because it can get a little messy, but you can always do that, and you can search for that up here in the marketplace. I won't show that one off today, but hopefully this is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.